90 different applicants, and finally choosing our present CEO and executive director. I take that as my greatest challenge and greatest. Thank you.
Congratulations to you both, and when the next opportunity to submit nominations comes before us, please consider nominating someone such as Linda and David, who has made and perhaps continues to make significant contributions to our art form. Our love of handbell and hand chime ringing includes a wide variety of talented persons who serve the Handbell Musicians of America in many capacities as ringers, directors, composers, publishers, retailers, board members, authors, and our list goes on. We celebrate the time and talent shared so generously, to enrich all of our lives. Thank you. I'm gonna have more to say. So our thanks and gratitude to outgoing board members, national board members. If you all remember, you were the election was just moments ago, it seems, just a few months ago. And so we thank outgoing board member at large, Mike McCrary. Please stand and be recognized. And other board members at large who either couldn't be here or had to leave early, Ralph Lorenz and Bill Wagner. And all I have to say is that John Pfeiffer is a hard act to follow. Thank you, John.
I knew I was bringing a gavel back, but I didn't know I was going to get to take one home. I knew when I became president of American Guild of English Handbell Ringers on October 1st of 2008, when my presidency would end. What I did not know was what the journey over the next 3 years would be like, and I didn't know what the state of the organization would be when the leadership transferred to Lee Afdal on October 1st of 2011. As to the journey, it has been a sensational one, and I thank you all for being a part of it. From 6 of our areas that I had the pleasure to visit during my presidency, to the creation of Distinctly Bronze West and the Distinctly Bronze East, to have been able to cast your vote on behalf of AGEHR to welcome Hong Kong into the International Handbell Committee, to represent AGEHR in the United Kingdom and Estonia. Wonderful opportunities to unite not just people in our country in this musical art form, but across the world. We truly are a global endeavor. And I believe that America is one of the greatest sources of inspiration, innovation, literature, technique, research, publication. We are a driving force, and it's something that we as handbell musicians should all be proud of. As to the state of the organization, I can't imagine a better position for us to be in than we're in tonight, and that we will be in when Lee takes over on October 1st. One of the relatively unsung things that this board did during the last 3 years was to modify the vision and mission statements for the organization. Some of you may not even know that we did that, but I encourage you to look them up because there are a couple of things in those new statements that I think are profound. Most notably, and it started back in one of the presentations we saw earlier, a codification of our desire to make our art form universally accepted and universally enjoyed. It's a mission statement that casts a blanket far past our membership. You will see the statement within that vision that says, we serve members and non-members who are handbell musicians. An outward focus that I think is critical in driving us forward. What's in a name, someone once asked. When we selected the name Handbell Musicians of America, I know I didn't appreciate how perfect and meaningful that name was. David said it a minute ago, Carlos talked about it, this logo that JR created for us with the composer's baton, the composer's quill, the conductor's baton, the ringer's bell. What a wonderful synopsis of all that's in that name, to unite us and take us forward in whatever role we play with the handbell community. So I thank you all for the journey, and I know that you have great things coming before you. I wish Lee and Stephanie and Phil and Ed and Jessica and Stephanie, now you have that to figure out, Stephanie 1 and Stephanie 2, all the best as Rife, Mike, Bill, and I go on into our own futures as regular members and civilians, if you will, in the Handbell Musicians of America. You know, it's a funny thing about timing. I feel so good about the organization that I'm going to turn over to Lee on October 1st. Ironically, I will never be president of the Handbell Musicians of America. But Lee will never be president of the American Guild of English Handbell. Those of you who were in Nashville know that in one weekend we raised over $100,000 on top of $46,000 we already raised to support our new initiatives. And I thank Jenny in the event magazine. There's a briefing on the cost and where we are. But it's never too late for you to become a part of that. So if you would like to commit, if you made your pledge, be sure and pay it because it's already been spent. It's not too late for you to become a contributor also. So thank you all for a wonderful journey. It has truly been the most extraordinary thing in my life so far. I've been preceded in office by some wonderful people, and probably the best thing about being president is this tradition where I get to acknowledge the past presidents who are with us. And I'd like to start by acknowledging one who is not with us but had every intention of being. Jenny Fleming was going to be here. She had bought her plane ticket, made her reservations, her online registration, I might add. But for health reasons was not able to come. So let's all remember Jenny Fleming and her wonderful contributions. And William Griffin was not able to be here tonight. He had to go back this morning for another musical commitment back in Florida, but William was with us for most of the event. As to those who are here, we get to recognize Dee Delightful, Dee Lovable. I've always wanted to say that. Dee Linda McKechnie once again.